Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Brody, and in this lesson, we're going to be learning about the history of this very town that we are currently located in, Bemidji, Minnesota. But before we get the lesson started, does anyone have any questions?
I have a question for you, Teach.
Yes, Brody, what is it?
What is so interesting about Bemidji? To me, it's just a small town in the city in the U.S. I don't see the point of this lesson. And I live here.
Well, there are quite a few interesting events that happened here, actually. Like how the logging business grew and flourished right here in Bemidji, being one of the main inspirations to the story of Paul and Babe. And also like how the town got its own name. That itself is interesting in my mind. But please pay attention to the lesson and refer to me as Teacher Brody from now on, please.
Yes, Teacher Brody, loud and clear.
And with that, class is now in session. Our first location is on the shore of Lake Bemidji, where Bemidji's history truly begins. The first recorded residents in the history of the Bemidji area were Native Americans who settled in northern Minnesota after the glaciers melted 10,000 years prior. The Dakota tribe called this area along the south shore of Lake Bemidji home from the late 1600s until the 1700s, when the Ojibwe tribe migrated to the area that would later be known as Bemidji, causing the Dakota tribe to leave the area to migrate west and south. The Ojibwe tribe would live on the south shore of Lake Bemidji until the late 1800s, when the fur trade declined and timber took dominance of the region. This led to lumber barons such as Thomas Barlow Walker and Charles Pillsbury to invest in timber claims between 1874 and 1897, in which during that span, Bemidji would be founded in the year 1888.
Teacher Brody.
What is it, Brody?
How did Bemidji get its name?
Good question, Brody. So, the town's name was actually first supplied to the lake behind us by an Ojibwe chief in 1883, given the name Bemidji Gamug. It was named this because the Mississippi River passes through Lake Bemidji itself. In July of 1903, Thomas Shevlin and Albert Carpenter opened the Crookston Sawmill on the south shore of Lake Bemidji. They ran a 24-hour lumber operation in which saw them hire 450 million workers for the work there. In 1910, Crookston Sawmill was advertised as the second largest sawmill in the United States. Lumber production was the major industry in Bemidji throughout the years, which resulted in a series of sawmill fires in the 1910s and 1920s. By that time, logging in the Bemidji area was done with most of the prime timber logged from Beltrami County. The Crookston Sawmill owners sought to head west to the Pacific Coast to move their operations, putting 2,000 employees out of work. Although all the timber had been logged out of the Bemidji area, the spirit of those lumberjacks never left the city of Bemidji. In fact, one of America's greatest folk heroes was a lumberjack by the name of Paul Bunyan. As the story goes, he was a very tall lumberjack who used both his size and strength to help him dig up the Mississippi River and create the Grand Canyon. Both of those tasks he completed with the help of his trusty Blue Ox, Babe. Behind me is the Paul and Babe statue located in downtown Bemidji. The statue was constructed in the year 1937, but wasn't completed until 1938 due to how late in 1937 they started. The statue itself is made with a wood frame surrounded by a steel block that is full of cement that is several inches thick.
Wow, that's actually really cool. I never knew that about Bemidji. Also, how are you not tired from all that running? We literally ran the same distance. Also, Aren't we the same person, you and I?
I'm glad you're enjoying this lesson, Brody, but please don't break the fourth wall. That's not the point of this lesson.
Sorry, Teacher Brody. You may continue the lesson now.
Anyways, on to our final part of this lesson, discussing the history of Bemidji State University.
Bemidji State University was founded in 1919 as Bemidji State Normal School. In 1921, it would be renamed as Bemidji State Teachers College, along with other state universities. In that same year, they were granted the right to award four-year degrees to students. It wasn't until 1953 when BSU and other state colleges would receive the right to give out master's degrees, which would end up designating them as state colleges in 1957. In 1975, BSU gained university status as it started to change its identity for the final time, going from Bemidji State Teachers College to Bemidji State University.
There are currently around 5,000 students enrolled in the undergraduate, graduate, and online degree courses here at BSU. BSU's core policy revolves around the policy of environmental stewardship, community service, and global understanding. In this lesson, we touched upon Bemidji's background, going from the days when the Dakota and Ojibwe tribes called this area home, how this town got its very name, the timber business and with its rise and fall, Paul and Dave, and the story of this very campus behind me today. There are many interesting places to visit here in Bemidji, which include the Sanford Center, Paul and Babe, and Bemidji State Park. I highly recommend you come up here and visit sometime, especially in the summertime with the many summer activities that happen up here. I hope this lesson was very insightful to you all, and I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in to Up North History. Bye-bye.